Thanks for tuning in to the Chancellor Show on YouTube.com. Have a heart for the homeless. Make your donations now.
Yes, I'm Leigh Battle.
Dianna Loften.
How did you guys get involved with Have a Heart for the Homeless?
Well, for me, this would take me back about 35 years. And I'm very serious when I say this. I was in New York and I saw a homeless guy in the trash can drinking out of a thrown away soda can, and I felt like I would never see that in Richmond. I really felt that way. And as time has gone by, I'm seeing more and more and more of it. And I always try to respond to anybody that I ask me. I can never say no. These are perilous times, and any of us at any time, it could happen just like that.
Yeah.
So when God blesses us, we have to be a blessing.
That's right. That's right. Well, I can say that mine came 30 years ago. 30 years, and when I first came to Richmond, what I did was I was worked downtown, and I remember there was this homeless man in front of Tall Hammers. Actually, he was also blind, and his eyes was burned out. He would just have a cup there. And I would go past there just about every day, and one of the things that I would do, I would put my lunch money, I would give my lunch money to the man. And my girlfriend, she said, well, why you get that man your lunch money every day? And I was just so compelling to do that. And it got to a point where he actually knew who I was, and even though he was blind, he recognized me. So he and I built a little relationship, but the key thing about that is, and I've said this is part of my testimony, is that I do believe that giving is returned to you. Not far from the place that I used to give this man, I believe that God was birthing at that time in me a return of my giving, because now I have a building on Broad Street, and I do believe that that was all a part of the relationship that I didn't understand at the time. So God is good, and I think that once we give, it always come back to us twofold, threefold.
I want to piggyback on what you just said about giving and its return to you. I think the most profound love that I've received in my life is through people.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
And that's what we have to do. We have to really embrace each other.
Right.
We have to take care of each other.
Yes.
And I met this young lady, and what's amazing to me, it really gave me a deep thought when she said, she calls me Mom.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the founder, one of the founders of this program, Have a Heart for the Homeless, Joei, Chancellor.
Exactly.
She said to me, Ma, you know, you're almost a cough from being homeless. A cough. And when this baby, I call her my baby, when she told me that she could feel the push, couldn't sleep at night.
Oh.
And she's out crawling under bridges looking for the homeless in the cold. And I'm afraid for her. She said, God's got it.
God's got it.
God's got it.
Yes.
Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning.
Right, right.
And I love to tell a story about the crock pot.
Yeah, I like this story.
My brother brought me a crock pot 2 years ago, long story short, and it sat there. And when she asked me to do a soup, I'm cooking dinner for 35 people, and I'm like, how in the world? But I did it.
Yeah.
I did it.
Yeah.
And when I watched her navigate herself down through the icy steps at my house, a tear fell down my face. So I called my brother and I said, guess what? The crock pot you bought me 2 years ago just fixed soup for the homeless.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm telling you,
Lord.
it's the destiny of the crock pot, because
That's right.
fast forward to this year, nothing has been cooked in that pot. I
That's
cooked a big dinner, Thanksgiving, didn't even think about the pot. And it's its destiny. It's
But you know what? But you know what that tells me? That tells me that God can minister to you through things, objects.
Yes.
You know, it doesn't always have to be a person.
Right.
Now this crock pot has a story.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Well, Dianna, when you told me about Joe, I thought to myself, this would be an incredible ministry, because downtown where I'm familiar with the homeless people. Sometimes they come to my door and knock on the door and want something. And I remember, it's kind of funny, but I remember one day I was walking from my office to Rite Aid, and this homeless man was sitting out there. He said, "Hey, Miss Banner, bring me some sardines." And I turned and I looked, I said, "Joseph." And then he said, "Make sure they got hot sauce." So Joseph and I became friends.
That's the humor then. Because they can just
exactly.
tell you what they want. Yeah.
That's right. They can minister to
Yes,
you
they
too.
can.
So, there's all kinds of people in the world, and we have to be open to helping. And I was so happy when you told me about you.
Yes.
Because when I had the day that we met, and we were going to work for the packagings of all of the gifts and things for the homeless, for this project that she does every Christmas Eve. Yeah, every Christmas Eve. And so I'm excited about it. When we were sitting there, we were wrapping gifts. I was excited about it.
Sorting, sizing.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. And to tell you the truth, I had a challenge that day myself. My car was in the shop, but I said, "Lord."
And I had the bummer ride here. My car.
Yeah. And I said, "Lord, I'm going anyway," and I'm glad I did. And it's one of the most blessed things. This ministry, I am glad to be a part of it.
Well, thank you, Leigh, so much for opening up your heart. I knew when I was talking to you, I had no doubt you were going to get involved. You're that kind of girl.